Hi everyone, welcome back to the Mossy Isles. We are in Magical Worlds by Johanna Basford and having a go at her competition page. As I explained in the video that went out yesterday, she has extended the date for her competition, so there's plenty of time to have a go at the page if you haven't started yet. I am just looking for the colour that I want to start with. There we go. I'm going to use this rather attractive looking zombie green to do the basic grass on all the islands, and then we'll start working on the other greenery. I think because it's called the Mossy Isles, we need to make it look moss-like. And for me, moss is like this colour. This is zombie. It's a sort of pretty lightish yellowish green, and I'm colouring it in a round and round type movement. It's quite a blunt pencil actually, which I think is good. It seems to be working. Now I'm just doing the bit on the ground, so I'm not doing the sort of bushes and things at the moment, just the sort of what looks like grass. But because they're called the Mossy Isles, I'm thinking, are they moss or is this moss? These are bushes. I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. I've just picked a colour I like, to be fair, and that's what I'm doing. So working through with this one. So I hope everyone's good, and I hope you have had a chance to start the page or even enter if you've done it before. It would be lovely for Johanna to get loads of entrants and lots of enthusiasm for her book and this lovely page. I know it's a bit of a daunting one, but I think for me we've done the daunting bit and now we've got the fun bit, but obviously that depends on what you enjoy and not. Now here, look, I've gone over a bit. I'm just going to find my eraser. I can't reach it. There we go. I'm just going to take that away a little bit. I'm not being ultra fussy, but I think that I don't want that brown. I want it green. I'm just working to identify the different areas. There we go. Yeah, I heard from my son who was poorly. I said yesterday he's feeling a little bit unwell. I wasn't sure whether to come home. I think he said he's sort of okay-ish. And so he's had some lunch and a drink and he's not sure. And I said, well, you could always try going to class and then leave if you're still feeling poorly, or leaving the break. And he went, true. So I don't think he's left yet. So I thought I would come and record a bit more, because if he comes home then I want to, as I said yesterday, if you watched yesterday's, I'd want to pick him up at the station and also you know, be there for him, make him a drink and look after him a little bit. Now this sort of leads into a bush. I'm gonna just I want to do that the same as this. I'm just gonna just leave it a bit. Yeah, so hopefully he's okay, but he knows I'm here, and you know, he can come home if he needs it. The thing is, his trains are only every hour, so he wouldn't leave now, because it's 10:02 and the trains are on the hour almost. So if he's obviously going to try and go to class and see how he fares, which is better, you know, really, because he won't miss out. And they do get a bit funny about attendance sometimes. Not too funny, but they like you to try. And you know, obviously if he's poorly, but also he's paid for it, you know, he's at uni, you pay, so it's nice for him not to miss. He's only missed one session. He missed one last year where he had an assignment due and they'd done all the work towards the assignment in class that they were gonna do, but they had sort of drop-ins and things if you needed it, so he missed those. They were optional, I think. He missed a few of those because he wanted to just be at home getting on with it rather than going to a set. It made perfect sense. And I think he missed one because he had stuff due, and he didn't think the class was going to be relevant or something. And then and it's all very mature sort of decisions, really, I think. You know, you have to make the best use of your time. And that was a time when he was struggling with brain fog, so he needed every bit of time to try and concentrate when he was in the mood for it. He really struggled. He missed a class quite early on, actually. It's interesting, I'm looking at my screen. I have made my screen extra bright because sometimes I struggle to see it because it's so small. And in my screen, my pencil looks really yellow, really brown, and to my eye it doesn't at all. But if you've got these pencils, you'll know what the colour looks like. If you haven't, you can use a comparison chart to see an equivalent colour. This is water, mustn't colour that green, but I think I'm going to colour this bit. Yeah, so anyway, and he missed a day because he felt unwell as well before. I don't know if that's just grass or a bush. I don't know. I'm going to leave it. We're going to do a different colour. Why not? Doesn't matter, does it? So yeah, he's been done. My other son hasn't missed any classes at all. Oh, he's missed a few optional ones as well for the same sorts of reasons where he couldn't be bothered to go in because it was optional. That's right. He's an interesting character, his brother. His brother works really hard. He's very competitive. He always gets really good grades because he's got a good memory. Oh, I'm going to sneeze. Oh, that's better. I didn't actually sneeze, but I blew my nose and the feeling's gone away. So anyway, yes, his brother's an interesting character. He does get really good grades, but he doesn't always feel like he works that hard. So yeah, he's just lucky because he has a lot of exams and he's got a good memory. He can just reel it off. But he would argue that he works really hard, of course. I'm going to do these bits as well, and I will put some more colour in them next time round. Going around with a different colour in a minute. I just feel like they're little hillocks rather than rocks or anything else. But anyway, that's that one. We're going to go a little bit darker, so I'm going to look at my swatch chart. That was the zombie, wasn't it? Now I've got grass blade or olive green. I did think the leaf green. Leaf green. Where are you? Let's be that one. Yeah, here we go. Leaf green. Now, what we're going to do, I'm going to start down here this time, is we're going to put in areas of shadow to start with. So here, where there's sort of overlap, like that, and a bit here. Just all the bits that are a little bit behind. Excuse me. I had some coffee while I stopped the camera too, so that was good. And now here I'm going to do a little bit on the edge and then just sort of scumble it around a bit. A few darker areas, a few lighter areas, because, you know, on the mossy aisles, moss isn't all the same colour. And I think sometimes it's better to purposely have different colours rather than trying to make it look all flat, because if you try that and you don't have it quite even, it doesn't look very nice. But if you have something that looks like you've purposely putting a bit of shadow against there, looks like you've purposely tried to make it uneven, then that's fine. This area here, I'm trying to work out if it's water, but I don't think it is. I'm going to put this colour down on it. Trying to go into those details takes a bit of concentration. But again, I'm not worrying about perfection. I am beginning to give a little bit of thought to whether I'm doing a background here or not. I'm not sure. I'm scratching my head a little bit there. Oh, we've got this one. It'd be darker underneath things. So I'm going to put a bit. So I'm going to sharpen up a little bit actually. So you can just get in here a little bit, get a bit of shadow going on there. Not too deep, just a little bit. Why not? A little bit here and here. It was interesting. Johanna is doing this one, didn't she, for her book tour, and she finished this one, but one of them she didn't. She said it took too long. It's fair enough. She's a busy lady, and she's working on her next book. Now I don't know if you've seen. I'm going to make this one. I'm going to use this colour on this one as well. There will be another colour on top, or in bits. So she shared the title of her next book, and I think people have been guessing. We know it's got a floral theme because she told Suzanne Wimperney Berry that when she did a live with her. What else do we know? She shared the title, and the first word of the title was quite long, and it looked, well, it could have been more than one word of course, but it looked like one word beginning with W, ending in F something L. So a lot of people have said wonderful. Is it wonderful something? And then the second word or words looked like it ended ERS, like flowers, but it was too long. And there was a sort of bottom of a V-shaped piece at one point, so people were guessing that it was wonderful wildflowers. But we don't know. She said some people guessed right, but there were all sorts of guesses. And interesting theme, wildflowers, because that means we're not going to get necessarily so many houses and castles and things like that, because wildflowers don't grow in gardens. They grow in woodlands. We might get more trees. My nose is running again. Things like that. So interesting. Very interesting. Oh dear. Right, I am going to grab next the olive green. Here it is. I think that's it. Yeah, we're going to work a bit more on these grassy areas. There aren't any. The ones that I did a different colour, and we're going to do some bits of the bushes with this. So I'm going to give it a sharpen. Here it is. You can't see the full name now because I've just sharpened it off. Olive green. And I'm going to go do the bottom of these bushes with this, like this, and then taper it off like that. I'm going to do that for all of them. We're going to keep it darker sort of along the overlaps. I'm just going to put a bit more in there. I love these tall mushrooms. They're fabulous. Toadstools, whatever they are. There. Like there. And I'm going to do them all the same. You don't have to do them all the same. I just like the idea of doing them all the same. Oh, I missed this one. I just like them all matching. As I say, you don't have to at all. You could do a few different colours. You could do lots of different colours. We could do autumnal colours. But I'm not sure if this isn't patches of moss rather than bushes. Because, you know, mossy isle. And if that is the case, then I don't know if it would be brown, sort of autumnal. whether it's always green. I'm trying to think. I know my parents used to get moss in their garden, and it had like little spiky bits on like these do here, but it was, you know, in their little clump, not like a big and bush-like. But of course this might be a tiny fairyland. And the moss would have these little longer, almost grass-like pieces coming out of it that were very stiff and short, and they were red. So I'm sure, unless I dreamt it, you know how it is. I'm just making stuff up. Why not? Oh dear, funny. Well, my sister was telling me she had a pain under her ribs, and she wondered if it was just a pulled muscle, but she said it just seemed a bit too sore, and it was. I'm going to just go over this, but I'm going to do it this direction, because to me it looks like it should be sort of strokes of grass. But she said she'd go on to the doctor, but she got too much on. She's got to take her son to his, I think he's got an art class, and last two. Now with this one I'm going to go over like this. Oops. And she had something else on, I can't remember. I thought her husband wasn't at work today, so he could take her son to his art class, but maybe she needs the car for the doctor and the art class, and then got one car. I just put some green in the water. We'll just pretend I didn't, no one will notice. There's a little tiny bit there though. I'm just going to put a bit more in here, just in case those are supposed to be sort of mossy hillocks. Right, we need to do the top of our little bushes now. Let me see, I quite like a almost yellowy colour. I'm not sure if I can quite get it to blend though. Let's go for the green tea. It's rather nice, and it might end up looking a little bit autumnal, so we haven't got any here. It's this one. Let's do this one. Here, look. This has got a bit of sort of yellow in, almost brownish. I'm just going to try and get it to blend in and look like it's maybe part of the bush. If it doesn't quite work, I can put something in to get it to work. But I think that's okay. Quite like that. Yeah, I thought her husband was home, but sometimes he goes and helps out with stuff. She said they've got a bonfire firework night party tonight as well, which she thought was a bit strange because the firework night was yesterday, or bonfire night was yesterday. But then some people hold their parties on a different day because you might be going to an event on the day, you know. But she said she was a bit sore, so she didn't feel like going, and one of her sons doesn't like the noise of fireworks and stuff, but she felt obliged to go. I was like, you could have just said no thank you. I don't know why she does that, but maybe she'll enjoy in the end. But I'm very good at saying no to things, but I have a good excuse. Well, I like to think of everybody else in the household as well. She said no one wanted to go, and yet she still said yes. Whereas I have to think, you know, is it going to be too stressful for my husband? Do the boys need the time to do their work and that sort of thing? It's I tend to just try and do things that I enjoy on my own, and it does mean that I have to rely on either public transport or just not going, because not everywhere is accessible, because I don't want to drive. It's my choice not to drive. I've got a licence. I could potentially drive myself anywhere. I just find it terrifying, and I don't want to put myself through that stress. My sister asked me the other day if I could just move our car because it was blocking theirs in on the drive at my parents'. I was like, no. I don't even know how to switch the engine on. well, I think you have to push a button in, but I didn't have the key, so I couldn't have done that. And I think the keys aren't working properly at the moment. The batteries are gone, so you have to, I don't know, they're just about working or something. Don't know, it's the car's having a service in a couple of weeks, so get all that sorted out. Right, now we're going to do the blades of grass. So there aren't any here, and these are part of the tulips, there aren't any there either. I think they're all down here on this lower bit. So there are these blades of grass. I'm going to colour this in a bit more as well, and colour in these blades. So this, I feel I want to be a bit more vibrant. So I might just do that on first. If we use the grass blade colour. No. Where is that? I'm going to use that. There it is. So I'm going to use the colour grass blade for the blades of grass. Why not? Saves me choosing, doesn't it? So we'll do that. And I'm just checking that these really are the only ones, and they are. So we're just going to fill these in first. Now I don't want the area behind to be the same colour as this. I want these to stand out. Now you could make them a little bit darker at the bottom, or even a little bit darker at the top if you want to, but they are small, so I'm just going to block them in and keep it simple. Why not? And just means I can just go slowly and enjoy the process without worrying about how to fit in another colour or what colour to do. That one is our grass colour anyway, and that sort of thing. So there it is. Is that it? Yeah, okay. Now here I want this to be more vibrant, so I'm going to use the, is it called Calm Line? Yeah, this is Calm Line. It's very yellowy, oh there you go, and vibrant, and I'm just going to go over all of this. I'm going to go in a circular movement now. I know I was going to try and keep it like grass, but I don't know, I think it will blend in nicer this way. I just think it will burnish it, but brighten it, warm it a bit, but it still won't look the same colour as this bit here. I'm going to do the same on this little patch here. Just gently blend it in. You could put some shadow underneath the mushrooms slash toadstools to make them look like, you know, there's some light above them or whatever. I don't think I'm going to worry about it, to be honest. We put a lot of shadow into the cliff edges though, don't we? Maybe I might do, I'll decide later, I think. We could just put shadow everywhere at the end. Yeah, everywhere. Just a black pen. Now I'm just going to have a bit of coffee. You can catch up if you've got a bit behind. And we're going to move on to a few more greens, a few more leaves. Leaves, that's a word. Right, that's better. Now, what is this colour? Yes, perfect. Now, I'm going to do a lot of the leaves that are the same shape, the same colour. It makes it easier. And I've got a limited amount of colours of the colours that I want to use, if that makes sense. So this is the apple. And I'm going to start here. Okay. And just start colouring. Now I'm going to fade it off a little bit towards the tip. So I'm going to overcolour it here in the base and then just fade it towards the tip. If you find that too tricky, you could always use a darker colour in the base first. A bit of olive green might work. It's quite dark actually. Something, let me have a look on my chart. Oh, leaf green would probably be better. Bit of leaf green in the bottom. So you could put your leaf green there and then your apple green on top. I'm just layering up this apple green instead. It's up to you. And there isn't so much contrast as there would be if I put that darker colour in. But I'm happy with it like this. That's how that hanging on. Looks like it's like a string of bunting a leaf bunting or tinsel, leaf tinsel. I'm beginning to think about Christmas. I know I've been asked already when I'm starting Christmas colouring. I sorted out my Christmas books. I've had a look through this book to see if there's anything Christmassy, and there isn't really. But I don't want to stop doing pages from this book during December because I love it. So there might be a mix of Magical Worlds and Christmas, and I might have to cram some in, you know, do some extras like I'm doing with this one right now, just to fit it all in. But it all depends on my time. Christmas is a busy, busy time. Right. But I will be working all the time, apart from I will take off the 23rd, which is my wedding anniversary. I will take off the, 25th. I'm out. I might not take any other days off actually, because I love doing what I do. And yeah, this looks really quite similar to this grass colour, I've just realised. I think I'm just going to do these ones. I'm going to go for something a little bit darker for this bit. It could be darker, couldn't it? I think it'll be better. Although I've got another set of these ones down here, so I'm going to do these. Keep with my apple. And then I'm going to use, yeah, a darker colour for that, where it's quite near the grass. Moss, whatever it is. Mossy grass. Now, if you want to at this stage, you can use some of your greens to colour mossy patches on the brown parts of the island. I can't decide if I want to do that or not. I know it's going to look okay, but I don't know whether I want a separation between my top and my sides. And if I start making them green, I think they might almost get lost. That's my thought on it. But I think it would look really pretty, so I don't know. Now, what have we got? What's, we don't want that colour. I'm thinking I might go to the leaf green or olive green. The leaf green is slightly lighter. I think I'm going to use the leaf green. Decision made. Just going to sharpen it. That's what we used for the grass, I think, wasn't it? No, we used grass green. The grass blade, leaf green. So here, let's start at the bottom. I'm going to put a bit more in the base and then less on the tip. Don't press too hard, because I am going to go over it in different colour, because as you can see, it's not really the same sort of yellowy olive colour as the rest of our greens. So I am going to put some yellowy olive on top once I've done all the leaves. I'm just going to get a sip of coffee though. It's better. Yeah, my post-lunch coffee this is I'm having. I just wanted to get back to this because it's exciting, and because it's a little extra. I don't want to get off schedule. I was looking at what I've got done and scheduling stuff earlier actually, and I'm pretty well on top of everything really. I've got videos, yeah, pretty much until nearer to the end of November. I've got a couple I need to slot in, and then I can start thinking about Christmassy things, etc. So yeah, it's fine, it's good. I'm not behind, I'm staying on top of things, because I did wonder, because with me doing 3 videos a day last month and again at the moment, I thought I might just get behind on my sort of normal videos, but I haven't. I've just been on a whirlwind, you know. I've been doing less colouring on my own and more on video, which is fine, and yeah, just not getting so distracted by things like news. No one wants to be distracted by news. There's a lot going on, I just don't really want to know about it anyway, and things like that. and because my son has been more able to concentrate this term, that's helped a little bit as well. I haven't felt like I've been having to breathe down his neck all the time, so that's a good too. Now I'm going to go over those with the lime fruit. Okay, I'm going to sharpen it though because it's a palish colour. If I sharpen it, it will go down better. And it might end up looking similar to the colour we used before, but it'll just give it that little bit of warmth. And I'm just going over the whole of it, so I don't have to worry about each individual leaf. Oh, Miss Sun, what's the matter with me? Too busy talking. Yeah, sometimes I get a little bit worried that I'm getting behind, but that usually only happens when I'm busy doing things that aren't work related or things like that, or when it's usually when we got flipping builders in, isn't it? It's always their fault. Now I have this overhanging thing here that I want to do next. Let me have a look at my swatch chart again. Don't really want to go too dark or too yellowy. It's so tempting just to use the apple. Is that what we use for the ground though? I'm going to give it a go. I'm just going to sharpen it though, if I can find my sharpener. If it's the same as the ground, then I'll have to, I don't know, have a little cry. No, I don't think it is it? Looks a little bit darker to me. What, can I hear the dustbins rattling? I'm assuming that means the dustmen are here. Unless some random person's just rattling dustbins. I don't think they do. Isn't it funny, I still call them dustmen. We used to have a lovely lady collecting the food waste, but refuse collector all sounds a bit formal. And dust people doesn't sound right either. It's like manhole cover. What do you call it? There is a word, I just don't know what it is. Right, I'm going to keep this pencil in my hand, and I'm going to do these tulip leaves. Yeah, I think manhole covers just get called inspection plates, don't they? Don't know, but anyway. I feel like these olives are almost slightly autumnal, not that much, but a little bit. We've got these leaves down here. Now I'm going to use a mix of colours, I think, for these. We've got some grass as well. I forgot about that, didn't I? Did I use the grass blade? Hang on, she says, dropping a H. Grass blade. I think I'll do these in the grass blade. Ooh, dog barking. I think my neighbour's got a dog at the minute. His dog's sitting for his father. Sounds a bit like him barking. I don't mind dogs barking, as long as I'm not trying to go to sleep. What I'm going to do is use my olive green and do the bases in that, and then we'll build up more colour. So I'm putting more here, just reducing it, going down. Now I've got a really blunt pencil, which now because these are narrow leads, you can get away with having it quite blunt and still it doesn't go out of the lines that much, and so it's okay. And the bluntness means it's easier to taper it off. So that makes it a bit simpler for me anyway. I'm just going to have a quick look at how long we've been doing this for. Okay, now I don't want to use the apple. I'm going to use the green tea. No, what's that? Grass zombie. I think I'm going to use the zombie for the tips. go over the whole thing, sort of blend it in. The top of there needs something, I've just noticed. It should be green tea. Maybe that's wrong. I think the bushes are green tea, but it's done now and it's fine. Okay, back to my zombie. Something we didn't have when I was growing up. Didn't really hear of zombies. Not like on Halloween and stuff. Didn't really. Interesting. They've sort of appeared. Now the way Johanna did her castle I thought was really, really lovely. So we will be taking some inspiration from my memory of how she did it, which might be wrong, but you know, perhaps that's good because then I won't be completely copying her. But we're going to do, we're not doing that today. What I am going to do today, I'm just looking, I think I've done nearly all the green. There's this, these are reeds. Now, they would often be in a dark brown, wouldn't they? Sort of reeds by water, but I think I'm going to actually do them in a green because they'll stand out, because this one is right against the rock or whatever it is, and if we don't do it in green it's just going to vanish. So I'm gonna just trying to pick the right green. I'm gonna do a leaf green and just block them in. They are small. My son was telling me a story about something small, about a little kitten. It was tiny and this man was about and the kitten came and just curled up on his feet. And so he was going to take it home with him, and then 12 others came out from the bush as he was in the road. They were all newborn. They had to take them all home and look after them. Right, I am going to make that do for today. So I've got all the greenery now. Here is the chance for you to put your individual touch on it if you want to go away and just add your splash of colour. But I will be back tomorrow to finish it off my way. It's completely up to you. As I said right from the beginning, you can copy me if you want. I do not mind one bit. You can do it my way and that's fine. I've got no problem with that. But if you want to have a go yourself, this is now less daunting. But you know, we'll do the water, which could be a bit tricky, and the castle. So, you know, maybe just put your own flower colour in or something like that. But you might want to wait and see what I'm doing with the rest first, maybe. But thank you very much for watching today. I do hope that you enjoy the rest of your day and happy colouring.